Thank you so much for investing your time here today. Before we jump into things, why don't we take a deep breath? Better, right? If you're watching this, a parent you know is being challenged with housing stability. If it's you, we want you to know this is a place designed just for you. We warmly welcome you here. We respect you. We uphold your dignity. And we are here to support you in meeting your needs and the needs of your family. We realize that you are an individual first with needs, wants, and dreams. Then you are a parent, and this is your most important responsibility. The foundation you are giving your children is laying the path for their future. We desire to see you all succeed. We want you to be in environments that are safe and healthy so you can be productive in the endeavors you're pursuing. Now, please let me introduce myself. My government name is Carolyn Sanders. Most people call me Kai, but I have started introducing myself as by my superhero name, which is Mama Kai, because I found my superpowers being the mom and student of a vibrant, dynamic, charming, intelligent, handsome, confident, beautiful inside and out, emancipated, and liberated young Black male superhero. The name that God gave him when I was pregnant is Wisdom, and he is my heart beating outside of me. We are living in our car and have been over the last 6 months at the time of this recording. So I understand the barriers to becoming housed. I hope you will find this information helpful in taking the necessary steps to achieve the next level of success for you and your family. All right, now let's get started. What you will find in this presentation is information that is first support your mental health, whether that is to maintain your sense of internal peace through meditation or to address previous trauma you have endured through conversation, counseling, and or journaling. It would be incomplete if there was no information to support you as a parent, because parenting is the foundation of who you are and who your children are becoming. We recognize you are your child's first teacher. As a parent, we are responsible for how their brains, confidence, and senses of security developed, which determines their success in school and beyond. This helps us to be mindful that how we treat our children will reflect on how they will navigate the world as an adult. You will find resources to address a variety of aspects of parenting. Next, we will talk about services which are available to your children to grow and develop emotionally, socially, physically, and cognitively. This includes helping you finding and paying for quality childcare, what to do if you suspect your child may have a delay or disability, and help with finding resources to reduce food cost. Since the number one challenge for you is securing housing, we will share some ideas to help you gain a home. And finally, how can we maintain that home if we are not employed? We will address career development and change, starting a business and getting a job. In order to navigate the journey to a long-term enjoyable career, whether you are working for yourself or someone else, it starts with your mindset. So there are resources to help you develop or support a healthy mindset for your life. Thank you again for sharing your time with us today. We appreciate you trusting us in your endeavors to support your experience to become rehoused. But please keep in mind that the state of your housing is not a reflection of your internal value. We hope all you gain from this information and those you come in contact with from using it will constantly remind you of that. Let's continue this adventure by talking about the different definitions of homelessness. Labeling your housing status is important because it helps government agencies determine what services they can provide you. If you currently don't rent or own a home, the housing status is labeled homeless. Remember, this is not your personal identity. This is your housing circumstance or your status. There are two main entities who define the word homeless. They are HUD and McKinney-Vento. The HUD defines a person's housing status as homeless if the person lives outside of any kind of shelter. Will it, excuse me, will not have shelter in a week or running away from abuse or violence. With the McKinney-Vento definition, A person's housing status includes sharing a house with other people, including family for a short time, living in a shelter, living in a car, hotel, public space, empty building, train station, or a park, or children who are moving from place to place. Therefore, if you are living with a friend or a relative and it is a temporary arrangement, you could potentially receive additional services. All organizations serving those without stable housing use one or a combination of these definitions. Understanding the difference between them is helpful because you could receive more services depending on which definition is used. It is possible that your housing status in one agency may not be the same in another agency or school. Many housing service providers use the HUD definition of homeless, while early childhood education, public schools, and many human service programs use the McKinney-Vento definition. Now, do you know how many children under the age of 6 in North Carolina are considered homeless? The number is estimated at just over 32,000 children. The state is aware of these statistics and is working towards ways to increase services and your access to them. It's important to note that each county and city has its own resources for you to tap into, and this presentation focuses on what's available statewide. Now, Mythbusters. It's time to expose some myths about declaring your status. Some parents are worried if they tell an agency they are homeless, Protective Services will be called and their child will be taken away. That's not true. Child Protective Services is only notified if abuse or neglect is suspected. Also, if you contact them with your struggle, they provide in home counseling and supportive services to help children stay safely at home with their families. Other people are afraid to share about their homelessness of their because they're here illegally. And qualification for subsidy assistance is based on the child's citizenship, not the parents. I'll lose my other benefits. Well, that's not necessarily true. Each benefit has its own rules, and so it's important to call the benefit help desk to find out what you can and cannot do. And the last one that we'll discuss here today is, well, somebody else will hear about my situation, people that I don't know. And the honest um, answer to that is that schools must treat information about a child's homelessness situation as a school record, which means it's private and confidential. Sadly, we do realize that there are other signs that may reflect a family's living situation, and we pray that each individual parent and child is respected by the employees of the agencies they're interacting with. So now that we've cleared up these four myths, are there any other concerns you have about sharing your housing status? If you do, please comment in the Q&A section, not the chat, and we will definitely come back and address those. The rest of this presentation will offer you resources for a variety of issues you are experiencing.